Time video. So I've been looking around for a new night job. It's not like my business is going bad, but I just want to get out of my current night job. But I want something that would actually use my skills a little bit more. My business sadly does not use enough of my skills on a regular basis. And again, that's partially my fault. I have complete control of that. But what I want is to get some more experience with a little bit more on scripting and automation. And I'm hoping to find a job that'll do that, and they'll pay me like 80 to 90 plus a year. So that'll be cool to get that type of income just from one job. But then I looked at the tax rate, like how taxes look within a salary like that. And I have to say, I haven't been so motivated to go to my salon and sweep and mop the floors than I have since I started this whole project. In time, I'm looking at, I just want to get out some of the debt that I have, and I want to make sure that I can pay my bills and everything like that, my expenses. Again, my business not providing all of that is my fault, but I gotta work with it, and I have the reality of my situation. I mean, these bills gotta get paid, and I can't just have the grandiose dream of, well, if I just do this and do that, I'm a bit of a realist in that sense, and also I'm a little bit more cautious as well. So I won't take that leap out there yet in terms of just running my business only. There's a couple things that have to be in place for myself, but we're doing fairly well. I mean, we did about like $100,000 last year, so that wasn't so bad. We should be doing a little bit more this year as well, because we're going to be onboarding some more customers and going into next year, or we're shopping around to getting ourselves out there to onboard more customers and everything like that, and doing a little bit more advertising. But anyways, all that aside, I'm looking at all this and I'm like, all right, cool. If I make like 80K, what am I going to look like in Florida as a single man with no dependents? What's that going to look like? $80,000 after taxes. I am bringing home $65,000 for the year. And I look at that and I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy. Now I know one of the commenters, VG, he commented on the last one. He's like, hey, listen, man, probably shouldn't be putting a lot of that information that I do put out in these videos out there. But I hope it helps some people and helps them frame a picture. It's not bragging. I am exposing myself to a greater audience, to an audience. I can't say it's great. It's like, a couple guys that look at it, and I appreciate you all. But I'm exposing myself to people and put myself out there, which could be a danger to me to some extent. But I hope it does help those that are out there and look at, hey, making $80,000 ain't shit. It's like it really is fucking nothing. Even at my current night job, I probably make about 48 or something. I think it's like 48,000. After taxes, that's like 39,000 coming home. And that's like a job that's making $20-something an hour. I think it's like $23.10. And I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, what the fuck? Now, granted, with that money, I've been able to take it, as well as work my business, and taking all that money, put it together, and along with some loans, and made an investment into the salon. And that's another stream of income that'll be coming in pretty soon. Also, we're going to be doing other things like product sales, but you have to keep on going. Like stopping at a job where you're making 48K, like 48K ain't nothing. And imagine, and like, again, I'm a single black male, millennial, and I couldn't, I mean, people do it, but I couldn't really raise any kids off of that. You can't really do much off of that. 48 grand, like, you know, you might get a condo. That's it. And again, that's not me personally. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's not me personally. It's not my preference. I want a single family home. I want something that maybe me and my mother can move into or something like that. And then I just take care of her. She doesn't have to worry about bills or anything like that anymore. I've made certain sacrifices, and I think that's the least I can. I made certain sacrifices, literally off the back of her support and even my father's support to a certain extent in my life. And I think it's like, you know, that right there is like the least I can do for her. And then hopefully I can do the same thing, maybe even move my dad in and go get another house and move my father in eventually. If they decide they want to live together, they're okay. But those two crazy people. But, you know, if I can do something like that, that would be actually great and ideal for me, and actually show that would be a level of success for myself, to be able to actually have that opportunity or provide that option for my family. But again, 48 grand, you're not going to do anything with that. 80 grand, you're still not going to do it. You're going to do a little bit more, but you ain't going to do much with it. It baffles me at some of the things that I'm looking at once you really start to frame it. And you start to look at it and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I know how much I made. I made a decent amount last year after everything. And even then, it was still like, this is not enough. I'd have to get more. And that's not out of greed. It's just looking at my situation and saying, hey, this is not for what I want to do and how I want to support myself and my family. I have to do more. You have to do more. And owning your own business, I guess that would probably be the way this video is leaning. It's just a realization. But owning your own business, projecting and modeling and doing all types of things just to make sure that you keep yourself financially aware, fiscally safe, doing things slowly, taking your time. That's one thing I've been guilty of, is just not taking my time in some cases, or trying to do things, or being impatient would be the best word to sum all that up. But if you don't do what's necessary to put yourself in a better position and really, really get out there in terms of, you know, just making more money and having multiple streams of income, it's just not going to be cool. It's just not going to turn out very well. And I guess I somewhat downplaying this, like how bad it is. But this shit is stupid. It sucks. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And for anyone to think otherwise, I mean, literally 85K, and you're still getting probably about 20,000 chopped off the top just in taxes. Listen, man, if you don't look at this, and even women that are watching, if y'all don't look at what's going on and really start to and say, hey, listen, know your value, know your worth, and have a diminished tenacity, then you're going to get eaten alive. Again, I don't say these numbers to brag. I don't say these numbers to... I expose myself, hopefully for somewhat of a good cause, for the people that, you know, are willing to listen and understand what I'm putting forth here. Again, shout out to VG. I appreciate you looking out for me on that. There's something weird with the last video where I couldn't even actually comment to your comment, which is, I don't understand it. Maybe you deleted it or something, I don't know. But I see this and I'm like, this is freaking crazy. How can we just actually look at this and be like, yeah, this is okay? We don't even, I think a lot of people don't even realize, to be very honest, of what's really going on, like with their paycheck. And also just taking that money and doing more with it. If you don't do more with it, man, and you just, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, okay, if I make 80, 90,000, all right, cool. You know, I can go ahead and just buy the new 7 Series, a newer model, like, you know, like a 2016 or something like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I was like, bitch, if you don't sit your fuck ass down, it's time to get this money, but I ain't getting it for that. This is bullshit, man. Really got to get my own. I have a lot of work to do on myself. I talk about that quite a bit. I really got to get my own mind out of the financial gutter, or else I'm just going to lose it. You know, I'm going to lose what little advantage I have. I'm going to lose the fruits of my labor. I'm going to lose the things that I've gained, my proceeds, if you will, from the sacrifices I made, from standing on my mother and father's back, who came here at a young age so they can actually make a way for their children, and then bringing my brother and sister up from Jamaica. Like, I mean, if I don't do what's necessary, I'm really going to screw myself. And that's going to be a serious problem. It really is going to be a serious problem. And I think, I hope this, you know, people understand, like, there's people making a lot less than me with 2 to 3 kids. Take what you got. Don't take it for granted. I appreciate you all listening. Ooh, she a baddie.